Not gonna lie, I was very angry when Ant-Man first came out. I always thought that WASP deserved the limelight considering that she was a key Avenger in the comics. Now, I'm not a comic book buff by any means, but I do know that WASP existed and that she was important. Now, I don't know if they just created Ant-Man for the sake of the movies or just dug up some dusty old character, but I was upset. I still am, to be completely honest about it. But Ant-Man was a good movie, filled with jokes and funny moments. It never takes itself too seriously and it preserves all the charm that we've come to know and love from Marvel movies. This movie felt reminiscent of Iron Man 2 and 3, still some of my favorite movies from the entire MCU. The only difference being that Scott Lang is kind of useless. I mean, he's definitely no genius billionaire playboy philanthropist. That feels like the movie's only sore point. Scott himself seems to lack the personality traits that would make you root for him, but he more than makes up for it with his amazing parenting to little Cassie.
So, how long have you been Ant-Man again?
Not long. It just sort of happened.
As far as the storyline goes, Scott Lang returned to America after Civil War, and he was placed on house arrest and probation.
I do some dumb things.
Basically nobody told me that this movie takes place in San Francisco, and I was kind of freaking out in the theater trying to figure out if I picked up the context clues correctly.
I just have one question.
But it's true, with a car chase on Lombard Street and a fight scene on the pier, I'm not sure what Scott's doing in the Bay, but I'm happy. Anyways, while Scott is under house arrest, Dr. Hank Pym finds out that his wife may still be alive after going subatomic 30 years ago.
Pym, I actually heard what happened to you. You opened up the quantum realm.
So he gets to work with his daughter, Hope Van Dyne, the new WASP, to find her by building a quantum tunnel.
Hi.
But his wife can only send them messages through Scott Lang because he too has traveled to the quantum realm, and so they have like a quantum entanglement. So they break him out of house arrest and drag him along on their mission as well.
We're still running.
Let's go.
Meanwhile, this kid Ghost, who suffered a terrible accident because of the quantum realm that causes her to have molecular disruption or something like that. The science is kind of intense here, okay? So just bear with me. I don't even know if this is like legit or made up, or I'm trying here, okay?
Stole your tech. And now she wants to take over the world or whatever.
Basically, she needs the tunnel that Dr. Pym and Hope are building to fix herself because her condition is causing her constant pain and is also apparently going to kill her very soon. So yeah, the plot itself is not too whack, but it's the little moments in the film that really add up. Especially Michael Pena as Luis. Literally one of the best characters in the movie, on par with Scott and Hope and Hank for sure.
Who would have believed that in your hour of need, you would turn to us?
Not me.
Because we robbed you. Do you remember? That's us.
This movie throws the MCU for a loop. Ant-Man and the Wasp is set directly before the events of the Infinity War, putting the timeline in a kind of like a back and forth manner, which makes it very confusing if you're new. You can see the timeline connection if you sit till the post-credit scenes. The post-post ones are kind of trash. This movie shows the difference between the true art of the Marvel Studios and the money-making cash cow films. Movies like Infinity War were clearly packed together with the intent to sell as many tickets as possible. And the movie itself didn't make much sense. On the other hand, we have movies like Ant-Man, Iron Man, Spider-Man that blend action, humor, and give us relatable heroes that we can look up to.
I wish I could fight bad guys like you.
I seem to mess it up almost every time.
I just want snarky jokes, bad guys that are defeated, and teams of no more than 6. Is that too much to ask? universe that is expanding at an almost alarming rate, Ant-Man and the Wasp holds its own as an entertaining, fun superhero movie. Everything we've come to know and love from Marvel.